The first thing, important thing to prevent the circuit, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery using 10mm socket. Counterclockwise. Vehicle doesn't have any power on it. Then locate the vehicle speed sensor and the idle air control sensor. As for me, I believe that this is idle air control sensor. TP sensor, throw position sensor is located there. But of course, before I will attempt replacing it, I will take a look at vehicle schematics for this Mazda 626 before I will start deassembling it. I disconnected those two sensors. This is airflow sensor. I remove those two clamps. One clamp on this side, second clamp is underneath, located there. To remove the air filter upper cover, you also need to untie this clamp using the screwdriver. Counterclockwise. If you want completely to remove the top cover when you're replacing your air filter, you need to unplug airflow sensor and this sensor in the bottom, and you have to spray this hose with WD-40 just a little bit, so you will be able more easily to squeeze this pipe out. But this need to be done by you if you trying to access other sensors. Just to replace air filter, you don't need to disconnect this hose. It will be enough if you will unmount this connector and this one, and just a little bit partially put this cover up. How to replace transmission on Mazda 626? You have to remove the top cover, remove air filter, disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. You have to remove this vent by using the screwdriver. You have to remove those two bolts which are holding the air filter box on place, this bolt and this bolt. Remove the vent by removing this bolt, and counterclockwise this one using the flat screwdriver. Using 12mm socket with a ratchet, remove those two bolts counterclockwise, this one and this one. When you remove those two bolts, this one is the next bolt on your way. It's 13mm bolt. This one. Remove him. Remove air filter box out from your way. Soon as I removed the air filter box, completely. I can see some sensors here on the transmission itself. One of them, of course, is transmission speed sensor. Maybe this one, maybe this one. But before attempting to replace, I need to see in the schematics of this vehicle to understand which one of them is a transmission speed sensor. After the vehicle, the transmission speed sensor was replaced. This didn't help that much. The vehicle still does the same. It's engaging the gears. This Mazda 626 engaging gears only for 40 seconds. After 40 seconds it doesn't want to engage drive, reverse, neither the first and the second gears. When you switch in the engine off for, let's say, 2 minutes, it's engaging the gears again for 40 seconds. That's why after some review on the internet, reading some manuals and looking for some schematics, I determined that besides this vehicle speed sensor, also known as transmission safety switch, there is also VSS sensor, vehicle speed sensor. And while plugging my computer and reading ODB2 chords, my computer saying that VSS range sensor range is incorrect. VSS sensor, this is transmission range sensor. VSS sensor located nearby the dipstick over there. So this piece needs to be removed in order to get access to the dipstick. In some manuals it says that it's under the battery need to be removed and the battery cover. Different manuals say different. So I will try firstly to remove this piece and will try to look underneath in order to find VSS sensor, vehicle speed sensor. How to remove Mazda 626 vehicle speed sensor, VSS sensor. First of all, you need to remove the air filter. Remove the air filter box completely out. Then you need to disconnect this hose. You need to loosen this bolt counterclockwise. This bolt counterclockwise. Recommend you to spray everything with D40. Very important, because it will be a lot easier for you to squeeze it out from your way. Then you need to loosen this bolt which is attaching this piece. You don't need to remove any bolt here in order to remove it from your way. Just make sure that you loosen this bolt and you're good to go, and this bolt from the other side, and you can squeeze it out. Just take your time. Goes all together. That's why using the very small tiny screwdriver access this bolt, access him with a small screwdriver, loosen him, and firstly disconnect this bottom part by removing this bolt, squeezing it out. It's out from the way. Firstly I disconnected this bottom part. You need to remove this which is attaching there, and then with both fingers you have to squeeze it down, but before lubricate with D40 this piece, so it will be easier for you to remove like this. When this bottom piece is out, you can easily try to observe the bottom part of the whole transmission. trying to determine the position of VSS sensor, vehicle speed sensor. When I was looking on schematics, I saw myself that this VSS sensor is nearby the dipstick, but while looking inside I don't see any VSS sensor there. I have to read the manual again and print it, bring it there, put it in front of the car and try to find this sensor. In the manual it says that if you want to access the VSS sensor on this Mazda 626, you need to remove all upper and lower tubings. So I remove this upper tubing as well. To remove it, spray it with D40 and then push with a screwdriver from here. So you will be able to take it off. While here it says that when the tubings are removed, the VSS sensor is located nearby the dipstick. So I'm determining the location right now of the VSS sensor. You know, on schematics everything is so easy, but in real life not that easy to find it. Transmission, torque converter, the flywheel is here. The transmission pan is located there under the battery itself. This is transmission pan mounted, these bolts. The dipstick itself is here. On these schematics you can see that VSS sensor is located above the dipstick, somewhere here. I still cannot find it. I took the light. We'll use the light and we'll try to find it right now. It could not be accessed from the top part of your car. You need to jack the car up and access it from the bottom, because the dipstick is the end of the dipstick is very deep. When I'm trying to squeeze my hand through, I cannot even reach the end of the dipstick. And the speed sensor VSS is located the same place, approximately 2 inches above. So there is only one way how you can access him. You have to remove the tire, or not to remove the tire, you have to jack up your Mazda 626 up in order to get access to the VSS sensor from the bottom.